Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the Fourth in a Dream podcast. It is me, your host, Red, with also our co-host, Mr. G, aka the Commish, and last year's 2022 Volusia Flagler Fantasy Football League champion, Mr. AT I think I actually nailed it that time.
Nailed it.
Yep, I did. Boys, welcome. It's the start of the season.
It's week one.
Week one, baby.
Man, I tell you what, I have already second guessed every single one of my draft choices over the past week. And there's a good chance I'll be on the waiver wire tomorrow before we even get started.
Won't we all? Right?
Doug?
Mr.
Hey,
AT Aliens?
I was going to say, Mr. AT Aliens, man, thanks for taking a little bit of time out of your social schedule to come join us, man. We really appreciate that.
Social schedule or kid schedule, we just live at the ball field right now, but luckily I can't second guess my picks. They are what they are for reasons. I'm just going into it.
Good deal, man. So let me ask you this real quick before we get going, man. Like, at what point last season did you know it was going to be your year, man? Was it like all the Justin Fields slander that was on this channel last year, or what?
Yeah, it was that late season push, right? And then I lucked out, got a bye. That bye week, I think I scored like 52 points. Would have lost to everyone that was playing that week, so kind of limped into the playoffs, but got lucky and just rode that wave.
There you go.
You know, it seems to be a reoccurring thing here that every time I talk shit about somebody's team, they do very well. And every time I don't talk shit and I praise someone's team, they do very bad. So I'm going to be very selective this year. I'm just making that known now before we get into our week one picks. I'm going to be very selective and a little bit devious.
Yeah, you're probably going to come out the chute with Baby Billy is going 14-0.
Oh yeah, undefeated, dude. Never lost. 72 Dolphins. You're gonna change your team name next season. 72 Dolphins.
There you go.
But with that being said, right before we get into this, the highlight of our year and some of our lives, we got a little bit of news with injuries, right? Cooper Kupp's out.
Come back.
Travis Kelce looks like he's going to be out. He hyperextended his knee. Jeff Wilson's out, yeah. Sorry about that, bud. And we all know about the Jonathan Taylor saga. So it's an injury-riddled week one. Everybody's hitting the waiver wire. That drops today, as this recording goes out on Thursday. With that being said, I say we make our picks, boys.
Let's run it, man.
Okay. We're going to start with Smokin' Joe versus Tropic Thunder. I will make my pick last after I decide what you guys think, and I'm going to base my decision off that because I have no brain. But we'll start with the commish, and then we'll go to the special guest, and I will round this this mess out. So with that being said, who you got?
Thanks for teeing it up there. I'll go ahead and start. For me in this matchup, man, I think this is really going to come down to one position, and that's going to be tight end, man. I'm sitting here I got David Njoku at home taking on Cincinnati against Chig Okonkwo, which, I'm not going to ask you to pronounce it. He's going to be on the road against the Saints, and to be honest with you, I just feel like whichever one of these tight ends is able to find pay dirt is just going to give that roster a very distinct advantage. And for this matchup, ESPN has it at essentially a coin flip, but I'm going to lean. I'm going to go with Smokin' Joe in this one.
Wait just a second. I'm looking at the top of of oh yeah, we're not allowed to say it, right? Tropic Thunder's team.
Thunder.
I think Trevor Lawrence explodes this year. Year 2 in that system now. We saw what he could kind of do at the end of last year. I think he just goes full special this year, scores about 50 a game. And Christian McCaffrey in that offense out there, I think he's scoring at least 30 a game, and you don't really need much after that. So I got Tropic Thunder in this one.
You got to give it up to our old pal Alexander, right? He's got a quarterback on his bench that's projected to score more than his old pal Tua. Probably a better matchup too. But Alexander's going to stick with Tua. I respect that. But with the utmost disrespect, this one's not going to be as close as ESPN projects, in my eyes. I think Trevor Lawrence, year 3, is going to have a big season. I agree with Doug. Running backs, to me, are a wash here. Tight ends, to me, I mean, it's the battle of the better last name for me. And I'm going with my boy Okonkwo. And I'm going to go with Tropic Thunder by 10. We're going to be lucky to see Tua play 4 quarters.
Nah, it's only game 1, man. You still got about 4 or 5 more weeks.
No, we don't. Nick Bosa, or not? Is it Nick or Joe? Is it Nick or Joey that's there? Nick just got the big contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joey Bosa is he's on the other side of that ball. Sleep tight, Tua. So transitioning from my early Dolphins beatdown, we go to our next Dolphins fan, aka Mrs. Kamish. Wine receiver versus Iron Smoke.
Yep, we've got wide receiver taking on Iron Smoke in this one. Mrs. Kamish coming off of what I consider a pretty solid draft. She got a bit of bad news a couple days ago, and it looks like Travis Kelce is currently listed as questionable. I'm going to say it's going to be even more doubtful. I mean, when you've got a team like the Chiefs, they got Super Bowl aspirations, there is no need to roll out probably your most important piece outside of Patrick Mahomes on the offensive side of the ball and put him at risk this early in the season. So if he sits, that is going to be a big ding against a wide receiver this week. Looking across on the Iron Smoke side, all right, I'm at a loss right now. He still has Russell Wilson in his starting lineup at quarterback. I would have a tough time sleeping at night if this lineup sticks. He ain't been cooking, fam. So I understand the Kelce news is big, but I'm not picking a team that's got Russell Wilson at the helm right now, man. I'm taking wide receiver in this one.
Yeah, kind of tough looking at the tight ends right now. Travis Kelce, big question mark. Kyle Pitts, big question mark for other reasons. I mean, I do like the wide receivers for the Iron Smoke, though. Tyreek Hill, almost QB proof at this point. DK Metcalf. I mean, he's getting old, but he's still a machine. I'm gonna disagree again and say Iron Smoke by a field goal.
I actually agree with Ryan here. This is 2 picks in a row where I'm judging heavily on the quarterback decision here. Justin Fields, I think, is going to do his thing against Green Bay. Dalvin Cook is going to probably get the majority of the workload in Week 1 against Buffalo. And I think that's going to be enough oomph for Mrs. Kamish. I'll take her by a field goal. Moving on. We got Baby Billy. We got Ass and TDs.
All right. I'll start on Ass and TD's side of the ball on this one. And there's two games that I'm kind of looking at that, to me, if I was this fantasy owner, it would kind of give me a little bit of concern here. You're going to have the Buffalo Bills under the lights on Monday night taking on the Jets, right? It's at New York. It's Aaron Rodgers, home debut. It's going to be on Monday night. Like, the Jets are going to be up for that game. It's division, man, in division. It's going to be tough sledding for Buffalo, right? And on the other side, the other game that I'm looking at from Aston TD's lineup is going to be that Dallas New York Giants game. And again, she's got key pieces in this lineup that are going up against you got Pollard going up against the G-Men, and you got Waller going up against Dallas. Both teams definitely have playoff aspirations this year. I think both of their defenses have been trending in the more positive direction. So I don't like those matchups. For Baby Billy, the Cooper Cup thing is going to sting. But if there are two people I'm looking at in this lineup that I think might be able to make a difference this week, and that's going to be Antonio Gibson taking on the Cardinals, and then Tyler Lockett taking on the Rams. Both the Cardinals and the Rams defenses have been in the toilet, in the very since last season. And things aren't trending in the right direction for them either this year. So with that, I'm going to go Baby Billy by a field goal late.
Pretty good. Pretty good. I do like Ass and TD's running backs in this one. I think Pacheco showed us what he can do in the playoffs. Maybe he can do that full time for the Chiefs. It's always nice to line up next to Patrick Mahomes. I think this one comes down to the kickers. You got a Koo for Atlanta. I think he scores like 25 points a game. He just kicks the ball. I don't know if Graham Cano can even bend his knee anymore. I got Baby Billy by a touchdown.
So, the Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen saga. This is the first time. It's Monday night. The whole world's watching. It's 9/11. It's a big night. And Aaron Rodgers, for the most part, knows how to play in big games. This is a big game. It's week 1, but it's a big game. It's a division rival. Playoff implications from week 1. And that Jets defense is special. I think the Bills are going to have a tougher time moving the ball than the Jets are. And to me, that is the biggest difference in this lineup. Running backs are kind of equal. Wide receivers to me are equal. It's close to me, even though the point spread's a little bit larger than others. This is the first sweep of the year for boys. First sweep of the year. I'm going to take Baby Billy, too. 3.5 points.
Gross? Did that feel gross?
Listen, dude. A lot of things feel gross. I live in Florida. I'm used to that shit.
All right, man. Who we got next?
We have Poor Decisions versus Friday Morning Oil Change.
All right. Given the quick rundown here, taking a look at this on the ESPN matchup, it's heavily favored, it looks like, in the Poor Decisions directions, man. It looks like they got some pretty plus matchups across the board. If I was going to pinpoint one here that I think, could be a difference for Poor Decisions, believe it or not, I'm looking at the defense. You got a Baltimore Ravens defense that's, pretty veteran led, and they're taking on what's going to be a rookie quarterback making his NFL debut, and he's going to be on the road. So I like the Baltimore defense in this matchup. However, on the flip side, I'm looking at Friday morning oil change, and they got a stack here against one of the softest defenses in the league. The Eagles are going to be on the road in Foxborough this week. The Eagles are probably going to put about a 60 spot up. So I tell you what, man, with that Hurts AJ Brown stack, I'm definitely taking a Friday morning oil change in this one. Strong this week.
I'm gonna agree with you on that one. I think Jalen Hurts is playing angry this year. I think he comes out, lights the world on fire, scores about 50 a week. Doesn't matter what the rest of his team does. I think Joe Burrow comes out a little slow, a little gimp, maybe a week or 3. Not icy Joe that we're used to. I got Friday morning by a field goal.
That's right, baby. They're gonna be tearing it up this week.
So let's set the mood here for a second. Okay. It's Sunday morning. Friday morning oil change wakes up. He wobbles out to the kitchen, pours himself a cup of coffee, and busts out the Baileys. Okay? He turns it to NFL Network because I have Spectrum and we don't have ESPN anymore. But I wouldn't watch that shit anyways. I'm still watching the NFL Network, you know? I'm ready for my day. My buddy here, okay? My buddy is getting honored at 4:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday, September 10th for his feats and accomplishments for my beloved New England Patriots. But Roger Goodell gave Tom Brady one last dickin'. And what he did was like, you know what, Tom? I know you're getting honored. Probably Ring of Honor, Patriots Hall of Fame. What a fucking night. But what if you had to play the Eagles? I'm going to cry happy tears at 4:25, and I'm going to cry sad tears at 7:25. I'm winning by a fucking million. Easy. Clip it.
Take the over.
Listen, to be honest, though, real quick, I don't want to move on with my matchup with the perennial champion, okay? I'm probably going to get stroked. But at the end of the day, I don't appreciate your soft defensive comment. We have never had a soft defense.
Right.
Watch your mouth.
Right. Moving on.
Moving on from your rude ass comments.
Man,
Man, that's going to be a hell of a night, dude. God, and it's going to end with sadness.
everybody watching this just went and took the over on that game, man. It's gonna be an AFL game up there, baby.
You know, I grow to love you just a little more every time.
I know.
Yeah,
I love you both.
I know. So we have AT Aliens versus Snitches Get Stitches, a.k.a. 2022 Volusia Flagler Fantasy Football League Championship rematch. That Bruce guy that calls the boxing matches, I called him. He said he wasn't a fan of Ryan's. So I couldn't get him on. But hey, this is kind of a main event, but it's not a main event.
That's right.
If you would have drafted a team, it could have been a main event, but you didn't. But with that being said, Ryan, Kamish, G, very rude person to me. Go ahead.
Hey, come on now. I just call it like I see it. And how this one, how this one's looking right now is it ain't looking too pretty for the defending champ, man. He's obviously gonna make a move here. He's gonna get JT out of RB1 spot. He's gonna plug and play here this week. He may even hit the wire feel like he's gonna have to hit the wire. But it doesn't matter who you pick up, Mr. AT Aliens. Snitches Get Stitches is gonna be on a mission this year. Pat Mahomes, Thursday Night Football, Game 1, NFL. He's going against the Lions. The Lions have been able to put up points last year. You know, Detroit looks like they're trending in the right direction, but again, man, I don't know. Like even with Kelsey being out, the Chiefs are gonna score, man. Pat Mahomes is too good. Um, I'm gonna take Snitches in this one, man, by 6.
I agree completely. See what had happened was I was busy doing the Lord's work during the draft, and I got stuck at church, man. I'm sorry. Not much to talk about right now. I'm praying for a miracle that #FreeJT becomes a thing, and he either gets paid or he gets out of Indianapolis. But I think Snitches takes this one this week.
Mr. Clayton's at home right now applying the latex glove, dude. The only chance that the AT Aliens has to beat Snitches Get Stitches is if Dan Campbell's neck goes in and plays defensive end for the Detroit Lions. Patrick Mahomes is going to go nuclear. It doesn't matter who's there. It's Patrick Mahomes. I hate to say that, but the guy, yeah. Doug, you're not in good shape right now, bud. And I hate to do that to you. But this is gonna be a barn burner, dude. Whew. Snitches by 20.
Is it 5-star time?
I feel like I need to have a button for this. I'm gonna have a button for next week, like a blah blah
Hey,
blah.
there we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, we're gonna pop off. But it is 5-star time, ladies and gentlemen. It is the fishing captain versus the actual boat. It is Master Bader versus the Jolly Roger.
And you know the best part about this is these guys genuinely don't like each other. They hate losing to each other. That's the best part. That is the best part. I mean, we've on one side here, we literally have the Minnesota Vikings starting lineup. Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson, and Alexander Madison. So, and for those of you keeping score at home, if Tampa Bay gets up big on Minnesota and Minnesota's not putting any points up, you know how this thing's turning out real quick. God, man, Tampa Bay is down. Like, you know, TB12, he's going to be up in New England getting retired and honored and getting ready to watch, Philly clap the Patriots. And, I mean, who they starting now in Tampa Bay? Baker Mayfield?
Johnny Manziel's ugly little brother.
Ooh, Lord. All right, man. Yeah, so the Vikings are taking on Tampa Bay. That's pretty much the story on one side of the docket. And on the flip side here, for Master Bader, the one person that I want to highlight here is going to be Tyler Higbee. And the reason is I mean, with Cooper Kupp being out, somebody in LA is going to get the football. And if Matt Stafford decides to lock in on somebody and it ends up being Higbee, you could be looking at a tight end getting, 9-10 targets a game, man. And that's the name of the game in fantasy, getting that volume. So ESPN's got it at a coin flip here. I'm gonna say fire the cannons this week, man. I'm taking the Jolly Roger by a point.
Good pick. Love seeing that logo back out there. Could get interesting. I mean, hopefully Minnesota just goes off. Justin Jefferson, unstoppable machine. You know, on the other side of the ball, I got to see Bijan put a little work at training camp right here in old Flowery Branch, Georgia. Kid is something special. But I'm gonna go with the Roger on this one by a field goal.
So did you guys see that Bijan Robinson was third on the depth chart in Atlanta?
Fake news.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%. 100%. But Ben's boy Cordell Patterson is the number one RB in Atlanta. Dude, I saw that shit and I'm like, there ain't no way, dude. There ain't no way. Listen, this is going to be the best one. This is why we picked this to be the 5-star. This is 5-6 rounds. Quarterbacks are even, running backs are even, receivers are even. It's hard for me to really pick this week. And I want to say that the masturbator is tired of putting bait on hooks and he wants to start a mutiny. But I think the captain of the Jolly Roger is just a little too strong this week. I think masturbator is going to keep on baiting hooks. Give me the Roger.
Ooh.
By 1.7.
So how'd that feel, man? Week 1, just ran it back. Feels good to be back, man.
It does feel. It does feel good to be back. So we enjoy having guests. And it would be cool if we could get into a rhythm maybe where the winner of the 5-star were to hop in. I don't know how that would work, though, if you and I were the 5-star, because we're already here.
I don't know. It's going to be tough, man. I know we got some people in our league running on dial-up, man. So that's something we're going to have to work out.
Yeah. But hey, our week 1 picks are in the book, boys. We are just a few hours away from the NFL season kicking off. Feels good.
Hell yeah.
Any parting comments?
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Defending Champion?
Yes.
Or Commish?
Hold on. I got a note that's been handed to me by the league's accounting office, and she's informed me that we have one unpaid member so far this year. So if you could let my sister-in-law know to Venmo it over when we get a chance.
She just paid you. Hold up. This is why you don't have a joint checking account that's tied to one Venmo account. Dang.
Other than that, I'm good, man. Hey, Mr. AT Alien, seriously, though, I really do appreciate you taking time out of your schedule, man. We know you're super busy, and it's always good for you to get on here and chop it up with us, man. So appreciate that, brother.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks, boys. Always a good time. Good luck.
Yeah, you're going to need it, brother.
Nah, we're not even worried about this week.
Thank you for your donation. Why do I got to play Eric week 1, dude?
Man, who set that schedule?
Football gods.
Like the show, share the show.
Yes. And subscribe. Turn the bell on. You get that email notification that your favorite podcast just dropped a new episode every Thursday, 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the dot. With that being said, boys, week 1 picks are a wrap. Enjoy your night. See you next week.